Here we go. We're live. So, hey, Loving Life Activated. So pleased to join with you today. I have the gorgeous Candace Foy, who I've met recently and just love her to bits. A bit about Candace. She is a pediatric physiotherapist. She had been working for over 20 years in this field and has found out about LifeVantage only in the last 4 or 5 months, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. So not long at all, but she's going to share her story with you about why she loved it and everything like that. So Candice, from a physio point of view, first of all, maybe just share with us how you got introduced to LifeVantage and Protandem, and you know, why did you get excited about it?
Thank you so much, Dee. It's such an honor to get to be here and to hang out with you and just share my heart with your people. So basically, I was introduced to LifeVantage, to the little yellow pill specifically, about 6 years ago. Actually, I was shown a video that I was like, how do I get my hands on this? It was sent from a friend of mine over in the States, and you might have been able to tell I have a Canadian accent, by the way. I moved to Australia in 2014 with my family, and I have family heritage here. So we just decided we'd come here and just, sell everything in Canada and just moved over here permanently. So,
Wow.
which has been amazing. But yeah, so I have quite a few contacts over in the States. And so she had sent me this video, and it wasn't, she wasn't even part of the company. She had just literally seen it and was trying to say, wow, like this is such an effective tool. And I was watching it going, where do I get this little yellow pill? I need to get my hands on this. And at the time it wasn't available in Australia. And so, but every now and then it would just kind of be in the back of my mind, but I couldn't remember the name of it. And it was just kind of hovering. And anyway, so I was on a different health journey. I was dealing with, different supplements. And as a physio, the science was always super, super important to me. I'm super skeptical about, there's so much rubbish out there that gets put in things. And so when a customer of mine from my previous company was actually reached out to me and said, Candace, this is next level. I really think that you would value having a look at this. And the video she sent me was the same video. And I was like, wow, okay, this is something that really has my attention. And so right away, I just said, yes, absolutely. I would love to just sign up, be a customer. And then I started to look into the science, and I was literally blown away that there is like peer-reviewed studies on PubMed for this specific product, not for the ingredients, but for actual Protandem, by major universities that I know, University of Washington, Louisiana State, Harvard. And I was like, for them to put their name behind that study, for them to pay money to study this product, and the conclusions that I was reading were just next level. And I just decided this is something that I really wanted to align myself with in helping people in my world understand what we actually have from an activating perspective versus a supplement perspective.
So with the whole activation, had you heard about that before, or had you heard about NRF2, or had you heard about oxidative stress?
No, and that's what was so fascinating. As a physiotherapist, I graduated, back in 98, with honors. And I was like, wow, you know it all. This is great. Let's go. Never heard of oxidative stress until probably 5 years ago. Had never heard of an activator. Even in October when I was watching this, it wasn't until I watched a cardiologist YouTube that was actually educating on NRF2 and Protandem and what we have our hands on, that it started to click. I'm like, wow, an activation is very different than supplementation, because you're allowing your body to actually make more of what it was created to do. So it's so much more effective than just a supplement where you're just topping up the tank and your body now has to absorb it. This is actually going in and flipping on these little switches on your genes that already have the blueprint to express themselves and allow our bodies to function way more optimally. It's amazing.
So much faster, isn't it? Like that's
So
one
much
thing that
better.
I say to people. It's like going from a flip phone to the iPhone 12. Like you're just like short circuiting. You're like, dude, I'm out of here. I'm going with this new one that just short circuit. Like, why would you supplement or just think that you could get enough from food, which is 1-to-1? You know, it kills one free radical. I think the thing for me that blew my mind was when I thought, oh yeah, we probably do have a bit of oxidative stress, the air we breathe and the petrol fumes in the food and, the
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Wi-Fi, we probably all got it. But then I found out that it's on average 136 trillion free radicals. And I was like, what the? And then I heard that food does 1-to-1 with an antioxidant. And it was like, oh my gosh, like we're doomed. Like, we're never going to be able to eat enough food. Or, even with the whole 87 glasses of red wine per day, I was just like,
375 oranges. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of oranges every day.
I know. I was like, I don't think I know I'm Irish, but there's no way, like, every day. So to know that you can just take one tablet and it switches on this pathway that says to your body, right, let's get into action and let's start slowing the aging process down. Let's turn these things on. And suddenly you're making millions upon millions of antioxidants. You just can't get it anywhere. So like from you, this must have been so, like, it was so new to me, and I'm not even in your health world. I was just like, I just need to take this for the rest of my life. When people say to me, gee, do I need to take this for the rest of my life? And I'm like, well, put it this way. Why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you take this for the rest of your life? I'm 5 years in. I don't get sick. I have heaps of energy. I feel brilliant. Like, I'm watching friends now and they're all starting to go to different specialists and things are starting to fall down and getting diagnosed with things. There's nothing. And I just thought, why wouldn't you? I want to live more and do more.
Yeah.
Like, that's the tagline. It's not about curing or treating or anything like that. It's about living the life that God made you, that had planned for you to do.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I've used the analogy where, you can take your iPhone and unless you actually have face recognition or, the passcode, you can't unlock it.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's what eating the best food. I was eating organic food. I cut out all the rubbish. I was, drinking lots of water. I was exercising and still I had brain fog. I was not sleeping well. I was super low energy and I'm a pretty happy, energetic person. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not even 47 yet. And I'm thinking, oh, what is this suddenly I'm feeling better than I have in 10 years. I've only been taking this for 5 months and it literally just gets better and better and better.
Each month.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, look at that. My nails.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My skin. And it's
like each month. So when people say to me, oh, I might try it for a month, I'm like, please don't, because it's a natural product that is going to actually work in the cells. It's got to clean out a lot of junk that you've popped in there since you were a baby.
Yeah.
Like you have oxidative stress from being a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. So, from a physio point of view, and, I know my husband, they said on our wedding day that my husband, if he was ever to have an affair, it was going to be with the physiotherapist because he's physiotherapist because he was there so much because he has an autoimmune disease and he was constantly pulling a hammy. Every time he'd come back, he loves soccer. He won't give it up. He's 55 and he's still playing. He's going to Townsville, but they were always like, he's just going to have this affair. And then now he rarely, the very odd time, he may need to go to the physio, maybe once every 6 months or once a year, but he shouldn't be playing soccer. He shouldn't be in the gym because of the autoimmune disease that he has. But he's living life to the full. He's in the gym 5 days a week. And if he's not in the gym, he's playing soccer. So that's what I mean. It's like, he's still got the autoimmune disease, but geez, he's living a good life now, far more than what he was living.
Yeah. More life in your days, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, as a physio, seeing, the effect from, little people with autism that I've been working with over the last few months and seeing the changes in them, it just makes me so emotional every time. I've just never seen anything like that. It's like turning a key and unlocking these little people. It's been absolutely brilliant too. Seeing athletes who are suddenly smashing goals and recovering way faster and they're training harder and they're like, this is the only thing that I've done differently. I had a guy who, he's been taking this for 5 weeks and he had, not been able to feel the bottom of his feet because of a condition that he has for 12 years. And he stepped on a grain of sugar last week and he was like, this is amazing. Like I had stepped on a tack and walked around, couldn't hear or couldn't feel it. I heard it clicking, you know? And so you just look at the impact that happens as your body actually gets rid of this rust, that gets rid of this stress. And suddenly we're able to function as we were created to. It's
I
just
love it.
amazing.
I love it. I
Amazing.
could talk about it all day, but I know you've got a huge busy schedule. And I
Yep.
just want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing with
Oh,
everyone. So for anyone that's maybe listening and they're like, I'm not sure whether I'm going to give this a go or not, what would you say from a physio's point of view?
oh wow. I would say, you know, you're going to spend a lot of money seeing physios. I actually had somebody say, you know, if you keep sharing this, you know, my husband's also a physio, you know, that your husband's going to be out of a job. And I was like, that's okay. There's lots of people. But I just think, you know, for the amount of money that you would be investing for, you know, to give this a go, a really good go for 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that you could, I personally feel like you can invest in your own health better. It's
Brilliant.
next level. Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
it. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Candice. I
You're welcome.
really, really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks again.